Millennium Park. I summon all the conscious, all those with a conscience, the young, the old, the masculine, the feminine, those who watch and those who look away, those who hear but will walk on anyway, those who love America and those who feel otherwise. I have been thinking for months about what to say to you today. No one asked me here. I speak because I consider it a duty and because I am a free woman. Fellow free women and men, in the tradition of free speech, lend me your ears. In ancient Athenian democracy, unlike American democracy, citizens were expected to speak up critically and truthfully. People who spoke the truth were respected for risking disapproval from the popular opinion. You could believe people who spoke out and faced condemnation, for they spoke on their own free will and were moved to speak by a sense of duty rather than a desire for compliance. They were free to keep their thoughts to themselves. No one was forcing them to speak. But by acting according to personal inspiration instead of conventional behavior, one who spoke the truth spoke freely. Speaking the truth was both a freedom and a duty in those times.
Let her talk! It's America!
Yeah!
Let her talk, fascist!
This is cool.
Ma'am, it's not about the law. It's not what we're saying. It's just the amplified sound that you have is not permitted within the park. We're not saying that she cannot speak her mind or her voice.
You do it without your speaker?
Everyone has in the past.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I was going to announce that if anyone wants to listen, they can come closer.
Yeah,
why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Yeah,
yeah.
Cool. That's not what we're asking you to do. Stop. Again,
I understand.
Iterate again
you're
because.
just
Well, I just want to make sure you understand what I'm telling you. It's not about you speaking. It's about the amplified sound.
My job is to challenge the rules.
I know, but my job is to inform you of rules. So if you could just comply, just the amplified sound itself, not the sound, just the amplified sound. You on that?
If anyone would like to listen to a speech about free speech and democracy in America, I will be speaking right here without amplification. So please come closer. Thank you.
Woo woo! Yay!
Thank you. I understand completely. I just wanted to see what happened. And this happened, which does not surprise me.
Okay, well, what about the Come closer.
Tradizioni completamente.
Parks are built around people experiencing art, you know, and so as an artist,
That's what life is about.
exactly. But as an artist, you know, like you have your pieces or everything displayed for a certain reason, right? Or
Yeah.
you know, for people to interact
But
with it in a certain
I
way.
do not have my art displayed because I'm too young and I'm
That's
not
not
legitimate.
true. Come
enough.
on, I teach
Really?
arts management. I know it.
I can
anything
speak
you
on the
want.
street, but this is where people listen.
And you can,
spoke on the
you
street.
can, and you still are going to be able to do it now. When no one's prohibiting you from doing it.
Okay.
It's just the amplification that you're disrupting now everybody else.
Let's hear it!
In ancient Athenian democracy, unlike American democracy, citizens were expected to speak up critically and truthfully. People who spoke the truth were respected for risking disapproval from the popular opinion. You could believe people who spoke out and faced condemnation, for they spoke on their own free will and were moved to speak by a sense of duty rather than a desire for compliance. They were free to keep their thoughts to themselves. No one was forcing them to speak, but by acting according to personal inspiration instead of conventional behavior, one who spoke the truth spoke freely. Speaking the truth was both a freedom and a duty in those times. And what about in these times? Do we still consider speaking the truth a duty and a freedom? We live in the freest nation on earth. We may not approve of the systems governing us, but at least we are allowed to critique them. At least our opinion counts for something. If we all formed an opinion and we made it heard, I believe there would have to be a change. This nation was formed by dissenters. Our freedoms were defended by voices of dissent and must continue to be defended. Anyone who loves this country will defend its citizens' freedoms rather than support the idea of America as is without discretion. Those who recognize their power to use their own voice as a peaceful weapon against power can call themselves true Americans. Our ability to object is the most powerful weapon we have, and when we simply acquiesce, clapping our hands, nodding our heads, obeying the laws, paying our taxes, and supporting destructive systems, we stand behind the voices of assent, the voices that dutifully agree, resisting change and improvement. We cannot play an active role in democracy unless we take advantage of our freedom to dissent. The question I have arrived at is, are we, the people, ready for that? Do we desire betterment? Do we have the courage and the willingness to do the work that is required to really participate in democracy? Are we ready to create the society that we only dreamed would exist? Are we ready to grow a garden in our backyard? Or buy local food so we don't have to rely on centralized food systems? Are we willing to write letters to the president about our concerns? We have all the resources and all the will you could ever ask for. Now, the one thing that is stopping us is our apathy. What are we waiting for? Why are we delaying our meeting with the truth? Are we waiting for the world to end? Are we waiting to be diagnosed with a fatal disease? We need to ditch the just get through the day mentality and give every single day meaning. We need to stop being apathetic about politics. If we do not participate due to apathy, we relinquish control to those who do participate. Democracy is not run by politicians. It is meant for everyone. If we want to change, we must participate in our democracy. And participation does not necessarily mean cooperation.